Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Just a taste of snow today, but we've got 2 more shots before the end of the work week. Will we be getting the shovels out of the garages?
Terminated over text messages. A girls' high school basketball coach off the job tonight in Macomb County over what the school says he sent to students.
But we'll begin with formal charges in the shooting death of a Detroit police officer, Roisin McClain.
Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy announced a long list of charges today.
Let's break them down. First off, 28-year-old Juwan Parks facing 16 separate counts, including 1 count of first-degree murder in the shooting death of Officer McClain. Let's bring in Victor Williams, who's live downtown tonight. We await seeing him in court. Victor, any word on when that will happen?
Well, we were told earlier that that might be happening today, but it does not look like that's the case, and he will be facing a judge very soon. But Officer McClain's death has really taken a toll on the Detroit Police Department, but it looks like justice is finally going to be served.
This is tragic. Anytime, as I said before, we lose a member of law enforcement in the line of duty is tragic and heart-wrenching and very emotional for all of us that do this work.
Juwan Parks is now facing over a dozen serious charges surrounding the November 21st death of Officer Roisin McClain.
Today we charged Mr. Parks with 16 counts dealing with the 4 officers that were involved in this particular event, and of course the tragic death of Officer McClain.
Prosecuting attorney Kim Worthy says the 16 charges range from first-degree premeditated murder to multiple counts of assault with the intent to murder, all stemming from the night Parks allegedly opened fire on officers, fatally wounding Officer McClain and critically injuring another.
We are very confident in these charges. We are confident that we can prove this case beyond a reasonable doubt. Matt Penny will be trying this case, and so we're confident that we can prove each one of these charges beyond a reasonable doubt.
Police Chief James Craig also chimed in on the charges, saying he's satisfied with the outcome, especially after the toll it's taken on the force.
Certainly, I think I speak for the entire Detroit Police Department. We're happy that multiple charges have been filed against this very dangerous suspect.
But there are also more charges that can possibly be filed as the investigation goes on.
There are other things that have emanated from the investigation of this defendant, and we will wait until the investigation is completed, and then we do our legal review.
And a little bit of a silver lining, I should say, in this case is that the other officer who was critically injured, he is doing a lot better, we're told from the officers tonight. Reporting live out here, Victor Williams, Local 4. Back to you in the studio.
Victor, do we have any word yet on the internal investigation surrounding the sergeant who was accused of not responding during the shooting?
Actually, we did speak to the police chief about this. He said that he's going to actually be pursuing charges in this case regarding this officer. You can actually hear more of that coming up at 6 p.m. tonight.
Okay, Victor, we will see you then. Our other top story at 5, a girls basketball coach at Utica Eisenhower has been fired after the district says he sent inappropriate text messages to players.
The district's decision comes as the Macomb County Sheriff's Department launches an investigation. Larry Spruill is working this story for us tonight and has the district's reaction.
School officials tell me they fired that 9th grade basketball coach that was employed here at Eisenhower High School due to him sending inappropriate text messages to students. Now, I spoke with neighbors in this area about the news.
Extremely inappropriate.
Strong words from this mother who did not want to be identified on television. She has a daughter within Utica Community Schools. She's shocked at the news of a teacher sending inappropriate text messages to players.
My daughter is very open with me, so that's something she would alert me to right away, I would think.
Local 4 learned that Utica Community Schools District fired Eisenhower's 9th grade basketball coach, Dave Willman. The school district says Willman sent those inappropriate text messages to players.
I'm sure they did a thorough investigation before they made a decision.
Now, I spoke with several people living near the high school, many just hearing the news for the first time, but did not want to talk on camera. This man also lives near the high school. He did not want to display his name, but he had some strong opinions about the situation.
Well, that's not right. If that's true, it's not right. He needs to be fired and prosecuted.
And the school district says they did take the necessary actions in this case, and they are following proper procedure and protocol. Meanwhile, the Macomb County Sheriff's Office is investigating this case. We're live tonight. Larry Sproul, Local 4.
And Larry, now that the coach is gone, do we know what's next for the team?
Yeah, well, Kimberly, so we do know as of right now that the JV coach will be filling in that freshman basketball coach position temporarily, but they are looking for a permanent person to fill the position for the head coach as part of the 9th grade squad. Kimberly?
All right, Larry.
And let's stay with schools. A middle schooler arrested, accused of making threats toward a school in Warren.
Today, classes were canceled at Beer Middle School on Martin just off Ryan Road. School received threats of violence made on social media. After a day-long investigation, Warren police say they arrested a 13-year-old from Sterling Heights in connection with the threats. No word on if the teen was a student at that middle school.
We've been watching snowflakes flying on and off for most of the day as you look at the picture from the downtown Skycam.
It's been a little bit windy out there, too. Let's get over to Ben with a look at conditions headed into tonight. Hi, Ben.
Hey, guys. Yeah, the snow is starting to wind down. In fact, it's pretty much done, and its bark was much worse than its bite. It looked really impressive on radar, but it just turned out to be a couple areas that were barely sitting on the grass, and that is done now. But we've got 2 more shots that we're tracking for the rest of the work week. The other story we're watching, as Kim mentioned, are the winds. So the air temperatures are right around freezing. You start looking at those breezy conditions. Wind chills down to 22 right now at Metro, and they're not a whole lot better in other zones here across southeast Michigan. So the winds will continue tonight. In fact, they'll actually get a little bit higher as we get into tomorrow, but the air temperatures are going to be relatively steady as we go through the evening hours tonight. So we'll look at when those winds die down and how much snow we're expecting with those 2 more shots this week in just a few minutes.
An investigation is underway after a small plane skids off the runway at City Airport in Detroit. It happened while the plane was trying to land this morning. It had taken off from Willow Run Airport in Ypsilanti, and only a pilot and co-pilot were on board. They were not hurt in the crash. Detroit Fire responded, spraying the plane with water to make sure it didn't catch fire. The NTSB and federal investigators are on site.
A significant milestone in the impeachment inquiry, the House Intelligence Committee releasing its findings accusing President Trump of abusing his power in Ukraine for his personal political gain. The president is blasting the investigation and doing that on the world stage as he's at the NATO summit in London. Alice Barr breaks it down from Washington. Good evening, Alice.
Good evening. The public focus is now shifting, with the Intelligence Committee handing its report off to the House Judiciary Committee that holds its first public hearing tomorrow. After weeks of investigation, the House Intelligence Committee releasing a 300-page report that reads more like an indictment, declaring, quote, the evidence of the president's misconduct is overwhelming, and so too is the evidence of his obstruction of Congress.
The President of the United States solicited foreign interference in our election and used the power of his office to get his political dirty work done.
That dirty work, according to the report, pressuring Ukraine to investigate the Bidens and a 2016 election conspiracy theory while withholding military aid. Democrats also accusing President Trump of obstruction by defying subpoenas for documents and testimony. The president blasting Democrats for pushing ahead with the impeachment process while he's overseas at the NATO summit.
I think it's very unpatriotic of the Democrats. Does it cast a cloud? Well, if it does, then the Democrats have done a very great disservice to the country, which they have.
Republicans putting out a 123-page rebuttal before the committee's report was even released. They argue the president did nothing wrong and accuse Democrats of trying to reverse the 2016 election.
The Republican Party on this whole impeachment hoax has been like glue because they know it's a hoax.
Tomorrow, the House Judiciary Committee holds its first hearing with legal experts testifying about the possible grounds for impeachment, shifting the process from the fact-gathering phase to lawmakers deciding what to do about it. Chairman Schiff says despite moving to this new phase, the Intelligence Committee is still investigating and will pass any new information to the Judiciary Committee. In Washington, Alice Barr, Local 4.
All right, Alice, meantime, President Trump embroiled in another controversy. This morning, he told reporters that he does not know Prince Andrew. That despite being photographed with him several times over the past 20 years. Prince Andrew, of course, has recently come under fire for his relationship with convicted sex offender, the late Jeffrey Epstein.
Another Democratic hopeful has dropped out of the race for president. California Senator Kamala Harris is ending her campaign. She announced her run for president back in January and made an early showing in the polls. But that early momentum fizzled out and polling suffered. There are now 15 candidates left in the race for the Democratic nomination.
Back in Michigan, it's been decided Nestle will not be expanding its operations in a northern Michigan township.
Nestle had been trying to build a booster station in Osceola Township that would allow them to pump more water. The township located in the UP argued this goes against their zoning ordinance. The circuit court sided with Nestle 2 years ago, but today the Court of Appeals reversed that decision, siding with Township. Nestle must now ask for the property to be rezoned or take the case to the Michigan Supreme Court.
Get the idea. It's been a busy Tuesday. We're off and running here at 5. Here's Steve Garagiola.
Marvin Elkin's life changed when the mob picked him to be Jimmy Hoffa's personal driver.
I didn't know Jimmy Hoffa, but I heard a lot of stories. I was 18, scared the crap out of me.
In the back seat every day, Jimmy Hoffa and some of the most vicious criminals in America. Marvin saw the dark side of Jimmy Hoffa.
I was fearful 100% of the time.
And live pictures from Southgate as a really fun holiday tradition gets underway. We're going to take you there coming up in just a couple minutes. Hi, Doc.
Hey guys, the flu is having a big impact this week across the country and right here at home. Coming up, where it's hitting the hardest and how it is already affecting local patients.